You are watching SCAC Basketball Media Days, and joining us today from San Antonio, Texas, it is the Trinity University men's basketball team, head men's basketball coach Pat Cunningham, and senior guard Rob Kitzinger. And gentlemen, we thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, James. Appreciate
Coach
having
Cunningham,
us.
we'll start with you and just simply tell us how preseason has been going for your team. What have you seen so far in practice? I know you guys also just had a scrimmage last night against Incarnate Word. What have you seen so far?
We had an exhibition game actually against them last night, James, which was a good kind of a prelude into the season. It was more game-like than a scrimmage, and then we had scrimmage St. Mary's, who's a Division II team here in San Antonio, a week ago Saturday. So it was nice to be able to go against some outside competition to kind of get a gauge as to where we are. In answer to your question, we've got a veteran group coming back here. We've got 6 seniors and 4 juniors, and so the practices have been a little bit different in that it's not reinventing the wheel, but we're just kind of getting ourselves back in the groove, so to speak, as to where we left off last year, and trying to put in a few new wrinkles and get guys up to speed with what we're doing. So it's been a little bit more advanced than it has been in some years. As I said, because we've got guys that have been through it before, and we don't have to teach things anew, even though we've got some freshmen that we did have to kind of acclimate to it. So, but it's going well for us. The only blip we've had on the screen is we've had a couple of sicknesses, no injuries, but one of our seniors, Zach Lambert, has mono and will be out has not been able to practice to date, and probably will be out for another 3 or 4 weeks. So. That's the only thing that's kind of gotten in our way at all. So, but other than that, it's going
Coach
well.
Cunningham, also you mentioned 6 seniors on the team, one of them sitting to your left. Tell me a little bit about this senior class, the impact they've had on the program, and what they will continue to do going into the season.
Well, it's been an awfully good run. I don't want to see it end with this group. They've been playing, started a lot of games since they've been freshmen. And the last 2 years as sophomores and juniors, we've been fortunate to win the SCAC and get in the NCAA tournament. So from that standpoint, they've had a lot of success. I think that, and Rob can better address it, but I think their goals are to continue with that success. And again, it's a diverse group. We've got, Jonathan Wilt at the post, Rob obviously at one of our wing positions. And then we've got some other, John Levanway, who's a backup post for us, has been playing since his freshman year. So, it's as I say, it's a big group. Zach Lambert obviously has not been back with us this year. Matt Holmes, who is also with us, and then Joe Shotland, who is also a shooting guard. So it's a diverse group, and it's they've had a lot of success, and I think they're looking forward to continuing with that this year.
Rob, I turn to you. You are one of the 6 seniors on this team. You've been an integral part of this Trinity University basketball team for quite a few years now. Just tell me how important it's been for you to become one of the leaders of this team and really lead this team to where they've been able to get and where they hope to get here in 2013-14.
Yeah, we're excited about this year. It's been 4 years in the process with our experience getting to this point. So we're pretty happy of where we are and what we're going to do this year. And we have high goals and expectations to continue our success with Coach and have a great season this year.
I'm going to ask this to both of you, and Rob, we'll start with you with this question. You guys are the 2-time defending champions coming into 2013 and 14. What have you told your teammates and Coach? What have you told your players? Just kind of handling that pressure, coming in, looking for a three-peat, and how do you handle that pressure day in and day out, knowing you're going to get everybody's best shot week in and week out?
As you said, there's a target on our back, and it's not easy. We've done it the 2 past years, won the SCAC title, and we're looking to do it for a 3rd time. And we have to come to practice every single day with that expectation, and we have to work hard and play together. And we have to teach the younger guys what it takes to get to that point, and the level of competition within the SCAC is very competitive. So it's going to be a struggle, but we have our goals set high, and we aim to get them.
Yeah, I think adding that, I think that any time you're defending a title, it's always harder to defend it than it is to get it the first time. As Rob said, because the target is on your back, and people are going to bring their best game, for the better teams. So from that standpoint, preparation is really important, and I think again, as an athlete and as a coach, it's you're going to try to bring your best every day anyway, regardless of what your opponent brings. So from that standpoint, we have our goals, which is every year to win the SCAC championship and game in and game out, do as well as we can. So I think, again, the pressures, I think, are as much self-imposed as anything else, but the target part of it is you got to be ready.
This is the SCAC Basketball Media Days. Have Trinity University men's basketball team joining us. Coach Cunningham, I'll turn back to you. We talked a little bit about the senior group that you have. You mentioned you have 4 juniors and a couple other returners, as well as some newcomers this year. Just tell me what some of the returners and the newcomers have been able to do so far throughout the preseason.
Well, as I said, in practices, it's been our veteran group. Our 6 seniors and then our 4 juniors. Will and Craig Saltarelli and Matt Hopper and that group has been pretty good for a long time and have started games and played with our seniors. So that part of it, and then Matt Selling comes back as a junior for us, even though he's with the senior class. He had set out last year with a knee injury. So he's kind of a senior junior combined. He has 2 years left of eligibility. And then Jimmy is our lone sophomore, and he's again started some games and played a lot last year. So those 11 players all have played a lot of minutes for us and played over the last 3 or 4 years. So again, they know what it's about. That's going to be the key group for our successes, are those players. I think we've got some freshmen that have a chance to be good. I don't know if they'll be able to help us this year or not, but we're excited about them. AJ Pulliam and Cambrell Roach and Josh Ingram, those 3 in particular, I think are good enough to give us some minutes if guys get hurt or falter, but I think it's going to really be the returning players who are going to have to carry the load, and this season's going to rest on them more so than the younger players.
Rob, I'll turn back to you. Share with us some of the team goals that you guys have set for yourselves this season, and also share with us a couple of individual goals that you may have set for yourself.
Team goals, we set them pretty high this year, and first and foremost, we want to win the SCAC. And that starts from, the preseason. And another one of our goals this year is we have a pretty strong early season schedule, non-conference. So we want to kind of make our mark within the country, and as we travel from different places, Washington, Maryland, and we really want to win some games and kind of do really well in the beginning of the season to kind of set the stage for the SCAC later on. And we also want to make it to the NCAA tournament and then also be able to do some damage there once we get there. And individually, just want to be able to play well, be a great leader for everyone on the team. We have a lot of leaders on the team, which is great. So we're never going to really lack in that area, and just do as well as I can and really help this team win.
Rob, for Trinity to accomplish those goals that you just shared with us, what is this team going to have to do?
We're going to have to come out every game. We're going to have to play well. We're going to have to work hard. We can't slack off because we're going to get everyone's best shot. And when you get someone's best shot, you can't play 50%, 60%. You have to go out there every game and do what you have to do to win. And we have to bring that to practice every day. And it's just a mentality that we have to accept.
Coach Cunningham, we'll get you out on this final question for Trinity University. To be successful in 2013 and 14, what are going to be some of the keys to success?
Well, I think that it starts with, James, I think it starts with the fact that, you win championships with defense. And I think that this group, this senior group in particular, from as I look back to the freshman year to this year, that's the one area of the game where they've really improved their effort and their performance and their concepts and how they get after it. So, I think that's the one area that day in and day out, that we need to give a consistent effort and performance at defensively. And, I thought we did a pretty good job of that last year, and I think this group is even going to be better again this year with that. And then, the second part, as Rob mentioned, is, you just got to come to play every day. I mean, every game is important. We've got, I think, a really good preseason schedule. As he mentioned, we go out to the state of Washington, out to Seattle, and play some of the Pacific Northwest teams. We go to Baltimore, Maryland, and play Ohio Wesleyan. We're going to Chicago and playing Chicago and Albion out of Michigan. So, the preseason, and then we've got a Christmas. We play Pomona out of California. So, it's a diverse schedule, and it's I think it's going to be a good test for us to see where we are and where we can be. And then followed by, the SCAC games, which, again, Colorado, Southwestern, I think everybody, Centenary has got some really good players. I mean, I think that's going to be a real test for us. Dallas has most of their players back. So, and then the two newcomers, I don't know how Texas Lutheran and Shriner are going to be, but we'll find out that early. So, I think day in and day out, what we have to do is, as Rob mentioned, is that we've just got to bring our best effort. And, if we do that, then we got a chance to win, I think, each of our games.
You have been watching SCAC Basketball Media Days here with the Trinity University men's basketball team, head coach Pat Cunningham and senior guard Rob Kitzinger. And, gentlemen, we thank you so much for joining us today, and good luck to your team in the upcoming season.
Thanks, James.
Appreciate it.
The Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference, a conference of good sports.